Joining us right now for more on the markets is Allianz and Gramercy advisor Allianz El-Erian. He's also the president of Queen's College, Cambridge. And Mohammed, what do you think? What Mike was just talking about, these huge gains that we've seen, is this going to be like times we've seen in the past? Do we need some time to maybe consolidate and grow into things?
We do. I mean, Becky, we're coming from a period where the economic call was hard, but the market call was clear because you wanted to ride the liquidity wave, and you knew that that liquidity wave would continue. Now we've got better clarity on the economics, which makes the policy and therefore the liquidity wave more uncertain. And that is a really important macro transition. And I agree with Mike, you've got to look below when the macro transition complicates the outlook for the market. You go down a few levels and construct your portfolio that way rather than construct it at the macro level.
Mohammed, the one thing I'll point out is that this is different, and I know it's always dangerous to say this is different than what we've seen in the past, but in the past you were talking about bigger problems that were more structural, not a shutdown of everything instantaneously and then hopefully a reemergence back to the full economy. It was different from that perspective, and that we haven't seen something like this in 100 years. It's also different from the perspective of what governments are doing this time around, especially the United States government, with the amount that they are willing to spend. Can we look at the past and necessarily take a lot of lessons out of that?
I think you could take some lessons, but not enough. And let me explain why. We're going through an economic transition that is resulting from a combination of macroeconomic policies we have not seen before, which is fiscal pedal to the metal in a way that we've never seen before, and monetary pedal to the metal in a way we've never seen before. We're also going through a transition in the philosophy of economic policies. Joe just mentioned it. That raises a whole host of questions as to how will the economy react. Inflation, which raises another set of issues, which is will the liquidity paradigm that investors have benefited from so much persist? So that's why I think, interestingly, we can define the economic issues, but in order to have a clear outlook on the economy, you need two calls. You need to look into the mindset of a Fed going through its own policy paradigm transition, and you need to look into the psychology of a market conditioned by just liquidity. And that's why the future is more uncertain. And that's why I like the idea of go further down in your assessment, become much more granular at this point.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.